I have people watching. How exciting. Welcome to Friday afternoon. I have machine things to play with today. Hi, everyone. It is a happy Friday. My dog turns 12 tomorrow, so I should probably like get her a treat. My cat turns 5. 4? 4? 5? I don't know how old my cat is. His birthday's this week too. Speaking of animals and pet things. Welcome to Friday afternoon Facebook and YouTube Live here at my sewing room. My name's Leah. I am your fearless leader this afternoon. And I have some machine stuff to show you that maybe you didn't know was available and an option. Might not apply to everybody out there, but I will show you something cool this afternoon. Some of the things coming up in store and around here that maybe you want to know about. We have a fundraiser officially launched on Wednesday for the Feline Rescue Foundation of Alberta. So we have a pair of patterns with printed batting for a fish placemat. And if you buy that bundled pair of patterns and right out of the store's pocket money is donating $10 to the Feline Rescue Foundation of Alberta, which is where she got her two cats that are officially adopted and her foster cat that we're all pretty sure is going to be a foster fail and stays and lives with her forever. But don't tell her husband. So that is running until the end of April. And if you want to play along with that, we'll be offering a video class of how to make the placemat as well as how to do the bias binding on it. So watch for those coming up over the next few weeks. If you don't need any fish placemats of your own, I have a great idea. How about you make a fish placemat for yourself or for a friend, bring the other one back, and we're going to collect those placemats that you guys don't need but took the time and effort to make and pass them along to the Feline Rescue Foundation to sell as further fundraising for their vet bills and other needs of their foundation. If you do bring a placemat back, we're going to do a $5 account credit on your store account. So very excited. The sewing on this is not super complicated. So if you've got somebody who wants to learn to sew in your life or somebody who's new to sewing, they don't need to be intimidated. My kids both love our cat. They also love Anne's cats and all the other cats they've met. So my kids at 9 and 10 are going to be totally capable of doing at least the piecing part of it. They might leave the binding to me, but I'm okay with that. So that's one of the things going on here in the store. Another thing happening is we have a viewers challenge every month, and our viewers challenge for March is make something green and gold. A little bit of green, lots of gold. A little bit of gold, lots of green. Big, little. Fabric, paper, heat transfer vinyl, ribbon. I don't know. Make something green and gold. You can send photos to social@mysewingroom.ca and play along with the viewers challenge. We just want you to make something. We're not fussy. Each month's viewers challenge is going to be quite different. So watch for what's coming. Maybe green and gold isn't your thing, but maybe next month's will be. So those things are going on. We had a busy week of classes this week. And next week, not quite so busy, but still lots going on. We have our No Place Like Home event Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, we have another installment of Barb's One Stitch at a Time hand embroidery class. So we're thrilled to have those things on the roll. That hand embroidery class, Friday afternoon, hour and a half, learn some hand embroidery techniques. Barb does beautiful handwork and has all sorts of tips and tricks for you on that. And it's a 12-week class, and you learn all sorts of skills every week. So we're very, very excited about those things going on. Coming up March 23rd, we have a serger sampler scarf class being taught by Miss Adrienne Gallagher from Bernina, Canada. Adrienne knows her sergers inside and out. There's a few spaces left in that class. There is kits involved as part of the class fee, and they've arrived here in store. So if you've already signed up, you probably got a call that your kit is here. And if you haven't signed up and you have a serger you're not friends with, you could snag one of those last couple kits that's available. We could potentially get our hands on more if necessary, so we can make a wait list on that class if we need to. and get some more kits out. We're getting a little tight to get them out here in time. But Adrian's willing to work with us, and we will be recording that class. So if you're not able to attend in person, no worries. The instructions are written as if you own a Bernina serger or a Bernette serger, but if you have another serger and your manual, you'll be able to get through it with our in-store help here and our virtual support if you're not close by. Coming up at the end of the month, March 26th, April 2nd, we have our Maui Glam Bag class being taught by Patty. Super excited about that. It's such a cute little bag and great place to start using your skills with, say, zippers, making a pocket, and make something really functional that you'll be able to use over and over again. And once you have those skills, it's a nice size bag to make as a gift. So you can register online for that or give us a call here in store. Those things are all very good. Coming up, we're going to start talking April because we're at the middle of March, just about. And I need to start planning April by now so that I know what's going on and I don't accidentally double book myself. But April 6th, we have another class with Bernina. I'm just going to switch on to the website for a moment here. That should be what we need. So coming up on the calendar, we're going to scroll into April. And April 6th, we have our, oh, I'm so sorry, there's no photo yet. Bernina Freemotion Skill Builders, Bernina Stitch Regulator. If you have a machine with a Bernina Stitch Regulator and you're not friends with your Stitch Regulator yet, I have a great idea. How about you sign up for this class? The $75 class fee does include the kit. And there's a little bit of work ahead of time to build the little quilt sandwich that you'll be working with. I just got Adrian's notes in my hands earlier today. There is a video of how to assemble the little tiny quilt top that you need for this class. That'll be coming out next week once we get it loaded. We have to switch formats around a little bit. But if you have any Bernina with a stitch regulator, this class is relevant for you. You could sign up and take this class without a stitch regulator if you have another brand of machine and see what a stitch regulator could do for you. You can still quilt, but you won't have quite the same bells and whistles available. Just like all our other classes, this will be recorded. You are able to join us here in person or virtually, whichever way you want. Our instructor will be Zooming in virtually from Ontario, and if you're here in store, we do have hands-on classroom support as well. There is limited seating in store, but kind of unlimited on Zoom. If you think that's going to be fun, wait till you see what's happening in May. Along the same vein, I'm going to pull this up now because I'm going to talk about it momentarily. Freemotion stitching is awesome. If you want another skill, ruler work is super fun. So I absolutely love ruler work. Also being taught by Adrian from Bernina, Canada, May 4th. And part of what I want to show you guys today, machine-wise, relates more to this, and specifically to the ruler work foot, which is the number 72 or number 72S foot. This class, there is ruler feet for other brands of machines, so you could still learn Freemotion skills, Freemotion ruler work skills if you have an off-brand machine. Again, the class is being taught by a Bernina educator, so the notes will reflect what is available from Bernina. But we, again, can have a few in store or a few online, a whole bunch online, and learn some ruler work. Super excited about this. So without too much further ado about all the other things going on here in the store, let's swap this around and talk about what I'm actually here to show you today. So in the mix of wild things that we do around here, we do trade in machines now and then. When people decide that they need more machine, less machine, different machine, whatever the case may be. And I have a trade-in machine today that I spent a little bit of time pre-filming how to get to where I'm at right now. So that'll be coming out on YouTube a little bit later on. But it had a whole bunch of steps that we need to blur a little bit, just because there's some codes that are machine specific that I can't show everybody all the codes. Anyway, we did pre-film installation of this a little bit earlier today. It'll be out later on YouTube. Probably have a link in it later on our e-news, YouTube, Facebook, all those good places where we like to throw links for things. Anyway, I'm going to be talking about some of the features in the 770 Plus upgrade. So if you have a 770 embroidery machine, or sewing, quilting, embroidery machine, does all the things, whether or not you have an embroidery unit, this upgrade kit came out in the fall, and it is not a product that's going to be around endlessly. They aren't going to make it forever. So if you're thinking you want to upgrade, don't push it back a long ways. We do have a fair number of upgrades here. They're still readily available at the moment, but they're not an item that's going to be mass produced indefinitely in Bernina land. And really, every 770 can be upgraded once with this kit. So there's not 100 options moving forward from here. This upgrade is compatible with the Bernina 770 QE, the Bernina 765 Rose Gold, the Bernina 770 QE Tula Pink Special Edition, the 770 QE Anniversary Edition, which is the 770 Gold. So if you have any of those machines and you've faced some things where you're like, oh, why doesn't the machine behave the way I think it should in a couple places, this upgrade solves a whole bunch of that and gives you a whole bunch of new features. Whole bunch of new features. So I'm going to just flip over to the machine. Oh no, maybe I'll show you the other things that come in the box. Hang on. The reason I wanted to talk about that ruler work class. So inside the box for your upgrade, you're going to get your product key card, a 72S ruler foot. So this is essentially exactly the same as the 72 foot, other than it has this little slit in the side that makes it way easier to get your bobbin thread pulled up and kind of secured back behind with your foot as you get started stitching. So this is an upgraded version of the 72 foot. You probably don't need both the 72 and 72S feet. But if the 72 foot is driving you crazy because you can never pull up your bobbin threads as you're quilting, the 72S is the solution. And then the last fun little toy in here is the couching inserts. So these are 3 different sized openings that pop into the bottom of these adjustable ruler feet and allow you to couch with your ruler feet. I love ruler work. It's wonderfully fiddly, tons of fun. And I really like couching because it's such a fast and easy way to add really neat embellishment to any project. You can embellish just fabric and then sew it into something. If you're a HomeSense pillow shopper, but their couched pillows are never the right color for your house, you probably should learn to couch and do some Freemotion couching. It's a blast. Maybe we'll do a video on that another day. Not today. I didn't bring anything to couch with. We're going to talk machine features today. So popping over onto the machine, I'm going to move that so I'm not... I'm going to move it this way. Trying to get my head out of there. I'm going to leave my head in frame there. So one of the things that lots of people with 770s have tried to do through the years, I've seen it on the Facebook groups, I've seen it in our new owners classes, I've seen it in commentary in other places, Lots of times when you're on one of these machines, it's really nice to be able to tell it exactly which presser foot you have in place. Previously on the 770, you would get in here and all of these would be grayed out. And the only way to get in and tell it you had a zipper foot on, say the 4 or 4D, was to go through Creative Consultant, tell it you're doing a woven fabric and you want a zipper, and then it would load the 4D foot in here for you. You do have the option now with the upgrade installed to select exactly which foot you have in place. The thing I love about this feature is, I'm just going to hit clear. If it knows it has a 4D foot, which has that middle bar in the middle, it's a zipper foot, you get a red line instead of a nice white stitching line. So we can use the needle left, right buttons below the stitch width and stitch length knobs to move this over until we know we're safe. The needle position at 2 in the positive direction won't hit your foot. Keeps you nice and safe. Depending what other feet you have on, other feet with specialty things in them, something like a 2A foot, has a little bar in it. We can't do that stitch over a 2A, but we can certainly do this stitch over a 2A. It's not showing up red. If we move this over a whole bunch, it's going to keep us pretty safe. We do that zigzag over the 2A, we'll see where it's going to be safe and not safe because we can tell it exactly what foot we have in place. This will have the latest series of feet. If you don't like scrolling through the giant number of feet that are available for Bernina here, you can use that number key search and say something like 72 and click 72. Your 72 will show up. And we can select straight stitch for our Freemotion quilting. As always, if you're doing something in a straight stitch foot, really wise to tell it that you have a straight stitch plate on. Cut work, straight stitch plate. It'll help keep this from moving way to the left or way to the right. It'll just move little tiny increments in what is safe within that cut work plate. So I'm just going to go back. The items with stars on them are recommended feet to use with the stitch you have selected. So right now I have a straight stitch selected, and my gold stars are feet that recommend using a straight stitch. So a 71 is a lap seam foot. Your 66 is a rolled hem foot. There's so many fun options in here. But if we go into something else like our 3A and go into our foot selection feature, if we want just our starred ones, our number 5 foot is in there. Excuse me. Oh, no, it still says we have 70 foot 71. Go back to a 9mm plate. Some of these stitches are going to be available at all the places, some of them won't be. Your buttonhole stitches, if you go into your foot selection, it's going to tell you it wants a buttonhole foot. Pretty straightforward. You can tell it you have a buttonhole foot nice and easily. That is the recommended foot for the activity you selected. Other things that happen when you do the upgrade on this machine are related to your stitches. There's a whole bunch of new stitches installed on your machine when you do the upgrade. Over 200 new built-in sewing stitches. So this would be, some of them might be hiding in here, down at the end of your utility stitches in that first folder. You have more folders in your decorative stitch folders. The 1100 folder is new to your machine. The 1701 folder is new to the machine. The 2000 and the 2200 folder are new to the 770 when you install the upgrade. That 2200 has some really funky things like scissors, a spoon and a fork. How great is that? Music notes. This looks like a croissant. This one looks like a muffin. This one looks like a barbecue. There's a moped and a skate. Pretty funky little stitches in there. The 2000 folder has some seasonal themed ones. I absolutely love the bunny rabbit. The deer is super fun if you needed to do decorative embellishment on a Christmas project. Wouldn't that be sweet? Maybe you're more of a Halloween person and you need those bats. They're a scream. The 1100 folder. All sorts of candle wicking type stitches. So these are almost like little knots. If you don't like putting French knots on your hand embroidery project, maybe you need candle wicking stitches from your sewing machine. Your 1700 folder has, that looks like a crane. It looks like fans. There's some really funky new stitches. So if all you love about your machine is how many oh, there's a cow. Well, that's funky. And it looks like a Swiss pocket knife with the corkscrew on it. And a little cabin, Swiss cheese, mountains. What do you think? Are those the Swiss Alps? So those are in there. So lots more features just on the sewing side of this machine. And that doesn't even include all the other features that are upgraded with BSR. There's a BSR mode 3 included and a kickstart option included with BSR. I don't have a BSR here on screen with me today, so we'll have to film that another day. I'm just going to hit the home key and we'll show you some of the changes that also happened in the embroidery side of this. So home key, go over to embroidery. I don't actually have an embroidery module here, so we're just going to talk about this. I'm going to X out of that until I don't need to worry about my feed dogs. There is over 130 new embroidery designs and 2 new embroidery fonts for your machine. Let's take a look at those embroidery fonts. Those would be 7 and 8. This curly script one is super cute. I've stitched it out on another machine. Number 8 is a big, bold, chunky font. Folder back up. You have new folders in here for decorative embroidery. Folder number 9 is some pieced blocks for quilting, making quilt blocks in the hoop, as well as some quilting in the hoop options. Folder 10 looks like some sprigs of florals. Folder 11 is default quilt labels or monogram frames. These are awesome. Absolutely awesome stitching. New embroidery designs. And some of these look new to me. Been a little while since I embroidered on a 770. Oh, there's a bicycle. I'm in. Anyway, 130 new designs plus the 2 new fonts. It's pretty fantastic. I'm just going to select one of these great new designs. I'm going to go in this folder. Nope, not that one. Let's go click that super cute bow. Some of the new features available as well are into your eye for info. One of the best features in the top of the line Berninas for placement is pinpoint placement, which is this icon here. That was not previously available on the 770s. That is in there now. If you've ever struggled to hoop your fabric straight and get your designs rotated just like that 1 or 2 degrees that you need to get them straight, pinpoint placement is magical. There's also rearrange and group and ungroup. So rearrange and group and ungroup allow you to do all sorts of cool things. Right now, this is an entire embroidery design all put together. but we could ungroup this into its component parts. If we just wanted the outline of this bow, we could go get rid of all the extra layers in here. We could decide we want just that stitching and remove all the others. So we could get rid of things. If you delete them out of this editing screen, they're not deleted off the design forever. But we could go in and take out, say we don't want the blue embellishments in there. We could take those right out. And we don't want any of the innards. The layer that's selected will be the one that we're able to remove. And now we're left with, this could be a bow that's an applique. We have a placement line, we have a tack down line, and we have a finishing stitch on top. So just by removing all those other bits in that design, we were able to change this design around. We could have also changed the order that the design was happening by moving one of these layers up or down through the sequence. We click back out of Eye for Info. That whatever's on top is going to stitch last. So those are brand new as well. And on top of this, this is now compatible with the new high-speed embroidery module that's available. But maybe you're not ready for a high-speed embroidery module. We do have some trade-in embroidery modules available. The original ones, they'll work absolutely great with your 770, your 765, your 770 Tulip Pink, or your 770 Gold. So those are some of the items included in the upgrade. And I'd highly recommend upgrading your 770. I think you'll get so much more out of it, so much more available on board. And most of it, even if you don't need all those decorative stitches, just the ability to tell it what pressure foot you have on and a little more control in a couple of those other places is going to make your life so much easier with your 770. And great news is the new machine that is out is a 770 Plus, and you have all the features of that 770 Plus without having to fork over the cash for a brand new machine. You've kept your machine current. The only big difference is the screen size. Other than that, totally interchangeable between a 770 and a 770 Plus. So keep your machine up to date with great features without a big investment. If you're interested in getting an upgrade for your 770 QE, don't hesitate to give us a call. If you're nervous about getting the updates installed, we can help you with this in store. Bring your machine in and we can do it in store for you. It only takes a couple minutes to do the install, and then you're ready to go. So watch for more videos about couching, Freemotion couching, and the other thing I mentioned. I'll have to rewatch the video to know what it was. I said there was needing to be another video on the other thing. Oh, BSR and Mode 3. So we'll do those on another, probably on another live, and show you what those couple features look like, because they are lovely, and we'll carry on from there. I hope that gives you some idea of what this could do for you. If any of that looks interesting and you don't have a 770 yet, the 770 Pluses are cool. And this one happens to be a trade-in available to go to a new home very, very shortly, like probably tomorrow. And it's upgraded already, so you can get all the cool upgrades with this particular trade-in as of live date of filming, which is March 11th, 2022. The joy of the internet is all these things stay forever, so someday this won't be available as a trade-in, but we've got lots of other trade-ins in the building most of the time. I don't have anything else for you guys today. Thank you for joining me on Facebook Live today and YouTube Live. We look forward to seeing you in classes coming up, or in person, or just on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and all those cool places. Please watch your email newsletters. There's a thing for promo for next week coming out today. I'm not telling you what it is. You'll have to get the email newsletter. Probably I'll tell you next week. But for today, you need to sign up for the e-news if you want the latest and greatest information, kind of on a weekly recap basis, and you're not joining us live. But there is a promo for a magical day next week. So stay tuned. We'll show you more of that next week. Have a great weekend, everybody.